Hey, hello, welcome to Donnie Jones Live. I am Donnie the Tree Lady.
And I am that guy, Marty McFly. You know what, Donnie? A few segments ago, me and Donnie was talking about how to, I guess, approach tasks and things that we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I just realized that even though we talked about it, I just did something that goes back to what we say we weren't going to do. It's like, you know, sometimes when we do our segments, what we're supposed to do is systematically think about
what we actually do.
Right. Because we said, you know, sometimes we just throw spaghetti on the wall and what sticks. Hey, that works. Yeah. And then we were talking about the way that her daughter approaches Don's tree service
Very
work.
systematic.
Right. So we were about to start our segment. It's like, okay, now what is our topic today? We just throw it out there.
Yeah.
You know,
that is what we did.
And I just said
that is literally what we did.
We just.
But here's the thing, though. We come because usually there's certain topics that are in the news, and we know we're going to talk about it. We know we want to talk about something inspirational. We're going to talk about it, and then we talk about something entrepreneurial. But putting it in a format.
Yeah. You just never know. But I'm bringing that up too because sometimes we as individuals, we love to get new information and new techniques and new approaches on things. We love to learn about them. But how often do we imply them?
Implement them.
Yeah, implement them, put them in work. And that is something that I am working on now. I'm saying I can tell everybody, you know, time management is so important.
Yes, it is.
And I'm the worst time manager. You know, it's like I got my watch on the phone, you know, and that's my time management. I know what time it is, but I don't actually say, okay, I got 3 hours a day for St. Mark, 3 hours for campus ministry, or 3 hours for, you know, Donnie Jones Live. I don't, you know, but I need to not just learn new things, but practice new things too.
But I think that goes back to the value that we try to bring. It's like, if you're doing that in your life, you know I'm doing that in my life. Sometimes it's best to have an accountability partner. One of my customers, she and I got into a conversation about this whole working out thing.
Right.
And if you have followed us for any length of time, this has been a conversation for me, was working on my weight. And so she's like, well, I can call and wake you up at 5 o'clock. You know, I was like, oh, you don't really have to. You don't really got to. But here's the funny thing. It's not so much she called, she meant text. So she texted me, and you know what? I did lay there for another half an hour, but I got up. And even though it was just a text, and she could have just automated the text, so it just happened to come to me. It's not like she woke up at 5 and sent it. But here's the thing, though. Because she did that, I felt guilty laying there any longer because I felt accountable to her. So sometimes when we have these big goals in life, I do think it's more stronger to be accountable to yourself. But it's been scientifically proven that if you find somebody that you can hold yourself accountable to, you'll work harder not to disappoint them than you will to disappoint yourself. Because you can talk yourself out of stuff. Like I went through this phase where I was like, I'm gonna do the 5 a.m. club. Well, what happened was 5 a.m. would come, and maybe I should get back to that, but 5 a.m. would come, and then I would talk myself out of it. I'm like, well, you know, I went to bed late last night. Well, you know, my first appointment is until 8, even though it's supposed to be 7:45. Well, you know, actually, you know, sleep is very important. And doctors say you should get sleep, and it's good for the brain. Like, I would come up with every excuse in the world, but once I started, you know, looking at this whole situation of me achieving my goals and us working together and doing great things in the world, we gotta hold each other accountable. We gotta have other people in our lives that hold us accountable and that we're accountable to, because I just think that it just helps us along the road to that success.
For me, that's like with church. You know, I say it's important for people to come to church, and not really for me, but we do it in community. You know, and it's like when you do things in community and you hold yourself accountable to the community, it makes you a little bit more. I'm saying, like when I'm taking these morning classes, and it's online, so I'm happy about that. But I feel like I need to be there and prepared for the greater good of the group.